right.
Are you good to go?
Michael, good to see you.
Oh, don't
Oh,
I want to start it too.
I thought it was you.
I'm taking the money.
No, I thought it was Michael trying to set that up.
Was that your phone? Oh, it was his.
Oh, it's his. Who called?
Yeah, he called.
You called him?
All right, here we go. Listen up. I got a couple announcements, and we're going to turn you over to the Davi, and he's going to do some education on the annuity business. Here we go. First thing first, United Healthcare electronic contract request. Let's take one of these and pass them around. All I need you to fill out is your first, your last name, and your email address. And you're going to give these to John, and then you're going to get an email to register for United Healthcare. Basically, United Healthcare, everybody knows, bought out Care Approved Plus, and this allows us to do all the contracting in one full swoop. Okay, nothing's going to change.
Will we be able to do like their supplement stuff?
United Healthcare?
Yeah.
If you want to.
Probably not that good.
Yeah. What I heard with the plan, the only thing that they have that you would possibly want to write would be if someone's unhealthy and they want a supplement, but I don't think, they only allow their licensed agents to do that over the phone, I believe. So no, you're not going to be able to do that. So make sure you get these in to John before you leave today, please. First name, last name, email address. That's it. First name, last name, email address. First name, last name, email address.
Done?
All right, a couple more announcements. United Health, I'm sorry, Universal Health, that we were contracted with for a little while, right? The Annie plan. There's going to be a big opportunity coming up for those of you that wrote those clients and anyone else that you run into that has that particular program as far as Medicare Advantage goes. Big opportunity is all their little zero premiums, they're going up. Okay, they're going up to like $39 or $40 a month. Plus, they're going to have to pay an extra like $20, $29 if they want the additional benefits for vision and dental. Okay, so there's a huge opportunity there. Okay, also, Southeast Community Care was actually bought by Humana. Okay, I just met with someone yesterday in Bino, and she's already gotten her letter that she's going to have to choose a new plan next year. Okay?
So the HMO for Dorchester County's not the same?
The Southeast Community Care, huh? So that's going to go away. All right? So what you want to be doing is more, you want to start now, don't get behind the 8 ball on it, is when you run into folks that have an MA product right now, make sure you make a note of that. Okay? Because these are the folks that you're going to go back and see. Okay? Care Improvement Plus next year is going pretty much across the board, 0 premium. Okay, and they're going to lower their copays. Okay, so that's another huge opportunity. So as you're running across all these Medicare Advantage stuff, you know, folks that have a plan right now, let them know, I think, hey, we're going to be able to take better care of you going into 2013. I'm going to come back and see you pre-open enrollment. Start your list now. You know, I was talking to Scott, he's probably already got 30, 35 people already on a list that he's going to go back and see. Okay? So if you start that now, you can hit the ground running as soon as that time gets here. Okay? So that's huge, huge opportunity. So, again, any plan, 0 premium, going up. Okay? Southeast Community Care pretty much going away. Because I'll tell you right now, if Humana's buying them, Humana's got a huge independent agent sales force across the United States. So you better be darn tootin' right that they're going to send somebody out there because they'll get that client. They'll get that client list. Okay? You're running those guys, you know, sell yourself, do a good review, go back and see them write the business. Third thing again, CIP across the board, 0 premium, copays going down. Okay? Good stuff right there. Other thing that I have is next week, people that the GTL contest, the part of the contest I ran, going to get together for a little happy hour, some appetizers. The winners of that are Mr. Randy Harvey, Sean Van Buren, and Scott. So one day next week, probably get together, probably gonna be in West Ashley because the two of them live in West Ashley, you live up here.
When is it?
I haven't said it'll be one day next week. I'll let you know. Wow, what are you doing?
Well,
What day do you play golf?
no, Wednesday I'm gonna have a medical procedure done
Okay.
that I'll be out Tuesday to prepare for,
Okay.
okay?
And Thursday to
And
Gotta get the snip.
Thursday and Friday I'm gonna be in Florida.
Okay. Well, then there may be you and I just going out to lunch then.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, I guess we'll have.
And be me and you and Scott do a little happy hour. Is that cool?
Okay, well, let me tell you something, I do have to out with Scott, so, no, I'm kidding.
It'd be at a secret location.
That's gonna cost you a lot.
Yeah, I had to bring out my other card for that. But that's all I got. So good job, you guys, at the contest. Start making your list for Medicare Advantage. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to make life easier for you guys. And we're going to have the best products in the state. So product's not a problem. That we can really help people out. Okay? So that's all I got. Glad you guys got to see. Have a good day.
You leaving?
I'm going.
Hey, do me a favor.
Five more copies of that, maybe?
Five more. I wanted to bring that.
A couple more announcements. I probably didn't stick around and steal my thunder. I also had a contest going for another happy hour on the harbor. That was Life Apps multiplied by Life Premium. Gotta say, one person in the office just blew everybody's doors off, and that was Rodney Rutz. He killed it. Must have done a lot of apps because I mean the discrepancy in the
Because I
numbers
didn't have a
was
whole
huge.
lot of premium.
But the numbers were big, so I mean, so
All the child would
you played the contest right. So the other two qualifiers for that were Norman Joseph and Greg Green. So good job, guys. It will not happen this Friday. More than likely, it won't happen next Friday. So I'm gonna just have to kind of play and see what my availability. But I will let you guys know in plenty enough time that you can be geared up and ready to go.
Yeah, life jacket on that boat?
Yeah, it's the law. I've got more than one.
You don't swim?
Hey man, if you're uncomfortable, if you don't want to go, I understand. We can do something else for you.
Yeah, I'd like to do something else.
I see the seriousness.
Bad experience in the water.
All right, so we'll figure something else out for you.
Chum, he likes to make chum.
Somebody's gotta teach you how to swim.
So I'll get back to the drawing board and figure out who was fourth in line then, and the fourth person can come out on the boat with us for that day, and we'll figure something else out. Maybe, Norman, maybe you can meet Randy and Jonathan for lunch today, that Randy is deal there.
That'd be great.
Secondly, did any of you guys enjoy golf in this office?
No.
Anybody like playing golf, watching golf?
Driving a car?
Maybe seeing celebrities,
Taking a beer.
I don't know, any
driving.
of that kind of stuff. Well, I'm going to run another contest, and the contest starts today. It will be in 1 week in duration. Any apps that are keyed starting from the beginning of business today through the close of business next Tuesday. That will be our qualification period. It's going to be simply by total premium production. Okay, the 3 top qualifiers will be winning a pair of tickets for Monday's qualifying round for the PGA Championship, which will be Monday, August the 6th. It's out of Kiowa Island. You'll be on your own to get out there and do whatever it is you want to do. I mean, for all I care, if you win them and you want to scalp them, scalp them. It doesn't matter. We have 6 tickets. We're going to give them away in sets of 2. That way you can take a spouse, significant other, loved one, or somebody that just begs you a lot, okay? But I think it's a pretty cool contest. The Haskett put up the money for those 2 years ago. Yeah, so for whoever wants to go out there and do a great job this week, get 2 tickets for the qualifying round not the qualifying round, but the first practice round for the PGA Championship, which is pretty cool because you're going to have the best of the best in the golfing world out there. The Tiger Woods, the Phil Mickelsons, and all those boys are going to be out there. So that's a pretty big deal. It's pretty cool that they're playing in our backyard. So if you've never been to a professional golf tournament, it's a lot of fun. And honestly, I think the practice rounds are better than the actual rounds themselves because the guys are more relaxed. They'll actually talk to you. You get to see them hit a bunch of different shots at a bunch of different times. And if you're into autographs, they'll probably be more likely to give you autographs as well. So yeah, so Tuesday to Tuesday, knock them out, guys. That's pretty cool. We're gonna have to step it up on the summer sales campaign for the Vegas trip. There's some ridiculously large numbers. I saw a report this morning. There's people down in Texas that already have like $126,000 in premium. So we're gonna have to really go ahead.
They actually sent out a report with the top 50 agents. One office in Texas has 12 of the top 50 agents, and they only have 16 agents in their office.
Oh my.
I told you guys I don't like it. I told you I don't like this Texas.
Isn't that, what is that?
What are they doing?
Texas is where all those.
Who's our number one?
Sandbagging, that's what they were doing.
Who's number one in our office right now? We have an on top 50?
Right there.
We have two people in the top 50. It's Greg Green and Dave. They're the only two in the top 50.
I was like number 14 with like 58 grand. So kind of rough.
The top two guys are just absolutely destroying it. That office is, I think they've been holding some business, but they turned it all at once very quickly.
I ran the math. They're a med sub office. I ran the math. The guy that's on top he's got $126,000 in premium. If you count med subs, 110%. I figured out, averaging roughly $150 a month per med sub, that he had to write like 63 of them so far.
Yeah.
For his $126,000 in premium. So.
How do you do that?
Yeah, it's like 20 something a day.
All right. Anyway, I'm just saying, if you want to go to Vegas, you're going to have to step it up. You'll run a bunch of life insurance, 200% credit for that stuff. So anyway, I think that kind of wraps it up for the announcements. Good job to all of you qualifiers, and I hope some of you guys are excited about winning some tickets out there to the PGA Championship. I'll be out there a couple of days, but not Monday. Outside of that, for those of you that, if you guys remember a little while back, we split into two groups. I had senior agents come with me upstairs into the conference room. We talked about annuities, about the when and why, and I think the less tenured agents stayed downstairs and did some 1035 stuff with Matt. I'm going to readdress that, the whens and whys of the annuity products. If those of you guys that sat through that with me once before feel like you don't want to sit here and listen to it again, by all means, you're more than welcome to roll out. If you want to stick around and listen again, by all means do so. I'm also just going to kind of do some annuity basics, so it's up to you guys whether you want to stay or not. All right? Got a bunch of stayers. All right.
Nobody cares.
Okay. I'm not going to be
You're going to be over here taking a list of names of people that leave.
I really don't care. This is for you guys. This is not for me.
Yeah, and I've already got on this one.
You rolling out, Randy?
I got a medical call.
Alright.
I'm rolling out today.
Do it up.
No offense, I love your training.
Hey, it's none taken. I'm being serious. This is for you guys if you want it. If not, get the hell. Mr. Lauer.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah. We'll just save the video and go, okay, hey Rosetta.
Yeah.
Good job, man.
Let me fast forward to minute 13. This is what you need to do right here.
Fine time to do it.
Sign here and
We'll count it all.
I'll be back in the office.
Just play the video with him doing a presentation.
Minute
I think you
13?
said you had 8 apps, so that sound about right.
Actually, no, I didn't include group of 4 of them as kids, so maybe.
If you're running apps, multiply anything by 8,
gonna have
it's
to
gonna
turn
jump up. Alright. So what time is it right now? I gotta see how much time I got with
It's
the guy. 2:17.
17 after.
Alright guys, so I just want to kind of go back over some annuity stuff. I know a lot of you guys are well versed. Some of you may not have ever sold an annuity on your own, and some of you are just coming back to the company and not been exposed to any of these products. So, understandably so. Let's before we go into products though, let's talk about either why people buy annuities or what we would call features and benefits of annuities, so that you guys can kind of remember some of the basic concepts to talk about. Okay, so just blurt them out. I don't care. Why do people buy annuities? What reasons would people have for buying annuity products?
Guarantees.
Guarantees. So safety, or Or I guess guaranteed growth, all right.
Deferred income.
Deferred income. What else?
Flow of income,
I'm sorry?
flow of income,
Flow of income, so what we would call like immediate income?
immediate.
All right.
Taxes,
Tax deferred growth.
tax deferred.
What else?
Escapes probate.
What else? People you talk to. Why would they think about buying an annuity besides what's on the board?
Lifetime stream.
We already talked about those people. What's that?
Lifetime stream.
Get a better interest rate.
Market potential.
Better return, low risk.
Same.
No fees. Broker fees.
What else?
They can't lose.
I'm gonna go with safety on that one.
Yeah.
But thank you. What else? Just better than what they got. I mean, we can be simple about it. Better than current investments. Well, a lot of what you guys are listing off are definitely going to be the features and benefits conversation, the tax deferral, the escape of probate, the safety. This is an interesting one. I like the inexpensive thing, but these are all things that we can talk about when it comes to annuities. Your basic stuff. I can get you that tax deferred growth. Okay, everybody's a big fan of that. I actually got some clients, interestingly enough, that have a fistful of muni bonds, and they're not being taxed by the federal government, but they're getting taxed by the state government, which I don't know that I was even aware it was actually happening out there. So, kind of interesting. So even the programs that people think are being tax efficient for them may be stinging them in other areas. But we do know that the annuities are going to give that tax deferred growth. All right, so we can really allow the benefits of compounding interest to work to our advantage. Escape of probate, we've always talked about that, but for those of you guys that maybe have never written some annuities, and I'm sorry, I know I'm talking to a cross-section of experiences here, so, but the ability for the family just to get the money straight away. I met with a guy yesterday, an old client of mine, and Bill's, and this guy's biggest concern was that his family got the money. He's like, if I have my family call you, can they get that money immediately? I said, yeah, well, in about 2 weeks. And he said, well, that sounds good to me.
Sounds like Bill's fine.
Here's another 40. But he gave us another $40,000 because that money was sitting in a CD. It doesn't matter about the growth, doesn't matter about the bells and whistles. It was really about, he was concerned that his family would get that money. Okay? So again, for those of you that have taken my class plenty of times, you don't need to answer. For those of you that maybe have not, what's the most important question when talking to folks about annuities? The most important question you could possibly ask.
What's your goal for money?
What is the purpose of your money? That's exactly right. What is the purpose of your money? Okay? I'm going to say that in every class I ever teach about annuities because it's true. And anybody that's ever been in a house with me knows that I'm going to ask that question. At least 3 times typically when I'm in that house. Okay? It may not be the exact way that I ask you, what's the purpose of your money 3 times again, but if we don't know that, guys, we're never going to be able to effectively make advisements for folks as to what products are really going to do the best for them. And so, today's conversation really was about giving you guys some of my best practices about some of the programs that we've got out there. And guys, we have got so many annuity companies and so many annuity products that it truly is dizzying. And I'll just go ahead and apologize to each and every one of you guys. I don't know them all, okay? I've not even had a chance to even look at half of the products that we have available to us because they're all over the place, okay? If you guys go through the commission list on when you look at your comp statement thing that you got in the email from John, if you go to the annuities tab and you just start scrolling down, it's ridiculous, okay? Because every single one of those different lines is a different product, okay? So we've got tons of them. So again, I want you guys to strongly, take advantage of the marketing groups that we've got out there. We've got the annuity store, as always, and we've got Ideal Producers Group. If you guys have any issue with Ideal Producers Group, please give me a call, because I talk to Mason on like a couple times a day basis. So typically if something's not happening for you, I can probably help it, make it happen. But these guys are all about trying to help us and help us find the products that are right for whatever situations our clients have. I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of times if I've got a client that needs income like right now, I'm going to call both guys. I'm going to call John Cameron and I'm going to call Mason. I'm going to say, this is the age of my client, this is how much money they got, this is when they need it, and I got to be at least at this number of dollars per month or I'm not going to get the deal. What do you got? And let them go do it. Make them do the work, okay? And you guys got lots on your plate already. I'm a producer as well. I'm very well aware of what being in the field entails. And that's a lot. So if we got groups like this, we should be using them, taking advantage of them, use and abuse them, make them run your quotes for you, make them make it look nice and pretty, make them pick the product for you, and send it, okay? If you find yourself in one of those first call close situations, I did want to walk through a few of the products that we have that maybe address some of these issues, okay, a little bit more effectively. So all of our products are going to exhibit safety. Any products that have, you know, a guaranteed rate, I'm going to call this a CD killer, and we got a few of them, okay. Immediate income, I got one for that. Income that won't run out, that's pretty much all of them. Better growth potential, that's pretty much all of them. Inexpensive, kind of depends on the riders we're working with, guys. We got riders that cost anywhere from 0 to like 1.1% per year with the companies that we've got. So when you're calling and talking to these guys and getting them to run the illustrations for you, make sure that you're asking what the price tag on the rider is, because 1.1% is not what I would consider to be inexpensive, okay? If it fits, it fits, but just be aware so that your client can be aware. But let's talk about, let's see, I've given you a handful of things, so let's look at, skip the Allianz stuff for a minute, go to the Equitrust. I'm going to call Equitrust the land of the CD killer, alright? It's really the only reason I'm using the Equitrust product, but it's effective. It's what I wrote yesterday. If you're not licensed with these companies, guys, we can get you taken care of. All of them have their own trainings that we got to do. All of them have their own licensing. So if you haven't done it, you'll need to. That's great. Well, there's two products I really like with Equitrust. One is going to be called the Certainty Select. Okay, should be like third from the top, I think. Could just be the Certainty. I'm doing just the Certainty Original, I'm sorry. Just the Certainty Original. Anybody know or familiar with that product at all?
Say Indiana, Minnesota only?
What'd you say?
It says Indiana, Minnesota only.
Okay.
Last time we did training, you
How about
you talked
Certainty Select
Certainty
based
Select.
contract, the one at the top?
Yeah.
Sorry. I didn't review my rate sheet very closely. Guys, this product right here is going to pay you absolutely nothing. Okay? Just going to make you abundantly aware. But if you find yourself, and I'm not lying to you. I mean,
You find yourself.
you're looking at less than 1%. Okay? I mean, in all honesty, you're looking at less than 1%. But how many times have you been sitting in a house? You got somebody, all they want is a rate. That's all they want. That's all they want. That's all they need. All they want is a rate. And if you got one, they'll do business with you. If you don't, they won't. Okay? I'd rather make a couple $100 than get kicked out of the house. Specifically if it's a higher net worth client. And I've got a lot of high net worth client guys that love CDs and love short-term duration type contracts. Okay? So this Certainty Select product, guys, it's a 5-year product. They've got variations, and you guys probably see them right there on the sheet. Certainty Select. They've got what? They got a 5, a 6, an 8, and a 10. Okay? 5, 6, 8, and 10. Those are the length of time that they're going to guarantee that particular interest rate. Guys, the CD killer, though, is this guy right here. 5 years guaranteed 2.75%. Okay, you guys all know what CDs are making out there right now, right? 1% or less, typically. Okay, probably not going to change much until at least 2014, per the Fed. Okay, so we're not going to see interest rates move much. If you got a client that all they're looking for is a rate, okay. I was having this conversation with Boer yesterday. I would rather give somebody a rate for 5 years if I plan on being in this business for a little while. Okay? I'd rather give somebody a rate for 5 years and know that in 5 years I have an opportunity to not only go back and see that client with a contract that just ended with no surrender charges and be able to write them something else. Right? My wife always asks me, you talk about the same people a lot. How are you able to continue doing that? Well, if we write different lengths of contracts, guys, and we set ourselves up for success along the way, then we're going to give ourselves opportunity down the road, okay? Not everything needs to be a 10, 12, 14-year contract with a 10% bonus. Sometimes you take a lesser commission to put your client into something that they want, earn their trust, get them to divulge you the $1.5 million that they didn't tell you about the first time you did a fact finder after you door knocked them, okay? All of a sudden there's more opportunity. You guys obviously can see the place for that, right? I mean, there's really nothing difficult to discuss there. The other thing too, guys, how many times have you got a client that's so concerned about they want interest, but they only want to take the interest. They want a little extra money in their monthly budget, but they don't want to touch the principal at all. You ever have a client like that at all? You ever heard anybody say that to you? This product is designed just for that. You can only do interest withdrawals. Okay? There's no 10% penalty free. It's interest only withdrawals. Okay? Sets up perfectly. I don't know what else to say. It's a very simple product. It's a very easy story to tell. And the interest rate is a lot better than anything out there on the marketplace right now. Okay? So if you're just trying to win a household, maybe you want to write them a big life insurance policy and you're just looking for a way to give them a little, hey, attaboy, there you go. I'll get you out of the bank that's taking advantage of it and giving you half a point. Give you 2 3/4, and I'll write you that life insurance when I come back.
Can you start taking the interest from that immediately, like a month later?
Yep.
Or
yeah. Cumulative interest beginning immediately. Yes. So wait 30 days and start. Basically, is what that means.
And they just
day one, you're not going to have
base it on it annually, and then
it'll be prorated. Yep. Easy product, guys. Really easy. I mean, nothing else to say about it. So, just want to point that out. The other product I really like, guys, I forget the variation of wording they use through here, but the Market 10 Bonus Index. It's going to be on the second page. I'm skipping around. Why? Because I don't know all of these products. Okay, I already disclosed that. These are the ones I've been using. Have been very effective. All right. It's a 10-year product. 6% bonus. 0 to 80. There's another thing too, guys. This guy's 0 to 90.
yeah, I was going to say that's an important point.
How many times you got an 85 or 86-year-old? Man, even if they got, they got $200,000 in CDs and they're 86, most of the time we can't do anything. Now you can. I'll take a half a point against 200,000. Why not?
Sure.
Easy cheesy. What's so great about this product, guys? Well, it's an equity index annuity first and foremost. My favorite type of annuity. Everybody familiar with equity index annuity? If you're not, please say so. I don't mind explaining it. Everybody good with equity index annuity? Okay. Yeah. So we have market potential, but we also have the safety. If you want a fixed rate, they'll give it to you, but it's just like the banks, 1.15. All right, so nothing to write home about there. What is so great about this product, guys? If you look all the way to the outside column, what does that say?
Return of premium.
Return of premium. Okay? That's a big deal. And people don't like annuities, and a lot of brokers are going to say that annuities are garbage because of the long-term duration of a lot of annuity contracts. An 8-year product, 10-year product, 12-year product, 14. I've seen 18 and 20-year products as well, which is insane. But that's one of the biggest things that brokers are going to bring to the table to argue about. Well, this is the fact that this is too long, you can't get your money if you need it. Well, I don't know about you guys, but you know, I tend to try to keep my clients under what the Guarantors Association allows for, that $300,000. So if you run into a big client, maybe they got $500,000, and maybe you don't want to put all that money into one spot, and maybe they don't have a regular old savings account, a regular old money market account in the bank, right? But we always need to make sure that we're paying attention to liquidity, right? So if they have an emergency, they can get it money at will. This is an exact opportunity for us to be able to allow these people to get at their dollars at will with no penalty to them, okay? So return of premium is just that, guys. I want to make sure that you're aware of it. Return of premium. That means they put in 100 grand, even if it's 5 years later, they're going to get 100 grand. Okay? No better, no worse. It's $100,000. So they, for all intents and purposes, could have buried that money in the backyard. Why would that be such a big deal? Because it's also going to say, we'll either give you your $100,000 back, or we'll give you your premium plus interest minus surrender. So if they're in year 9 of their contract and they've made $50,000 on their $100,000 and their surrender charge is only 1%, they'll get dinged for $1,500 and they take their $148,500. Follow me? So they're going to get the better of the premium or the growth minus the surrender, whichever works out better for them. So in the short term, so you got somebody that changes their mind real quick, okay, you can have your money back, no big deal, even if you're outside the free look period. Get your money back. We'll take back our 6% bonus, and everybody's on their way. Okay. Halfway down the road, we just got to figure out which numbers are better. But I'm telling you guys, if you got somebody that you're dealing with that's giving you a hard time about, what if I want all my money back? And if you haven't had that yet, you're going to. Okay, because I've heard it more times than I care to remember. This is your product.
But there's a chart, a rider.
No charge built in.
Oh, it's underneath them.
Huh?
I just saw that it was underneath riders, return of premium.
It's built into the contract.
But it's a free rider.
That's correct. It's a free rider, built in. No cost, zero charge. So, guys, you know, Julie and I just handled a case down in Beaufort that we're going to go deliver tomorrow. You know, these people had $250,000 worth of CDs, 40 different CDs scattered across 4 banks. Nightmare. Okay. I'm sure Julie got a kick out of watching me dig through that crap. But needless to say, that was their liquidity. Okay, they don't have a traditional savings account or anything like that, and so we had to come up with a plan for them. And in the event that they needed to access some money, they would have a way to do so without getting dinged. Otherwise, I wasn't going to write the whole $250. Okay, so we put $150 in Life of the Southwest, give them all the bells and whistles of what that rider brings to the table. Put $100,000 into Equitrust. Return a premium, so they have access to 10% a year with no penalty if they want that, or access to the full $100,000 if they got a big emergency that comes up. All right. You can see how this works really nicely as a give and take if you've got a little bit larger number and you think that somebody may need to get to some money. Yeah.
Dave, does that count against suitability?
What count against
For
suitability?
the liquidity part, if it's a return of premium, does it really matter?
Typically, most suitability companies are going to look at dollars you can get to without a penalty. Okay, so I think that that's going to act very much as liquidity. If you've already got the Equitrust and you're trying to do a suitability for another company, I think that's going to act exactly like that. And you may have to write them a little note stating that this is 100% return of premium rider product if that were the case, but I really don't think that's going to create any problems. All right.
I want to ask you one question. The return premium, once you buy the policy, how fast can you get the regime? Is there, like, do you have to wait a year, or is there?
I believe that you can do that at any point during the contract. I'll double check that for you, but I'm almost positive that you can do it at any
I'm just
point.
curious.
My feeling is if they're going to give you all your money back 8 years from now, they're going to give you all your money back 6 months from now. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not going to hurt them at all, one way or the other.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, I've read through that disclosure, and I did not come across anything that made me believe that it took any specific period of time. Right. Okay. So,
I'm sure you guys can see the fit for that, right?
Yep.
Pretty neat product, pretty, again, very easy story to tell. Hey, if you need to get all your money back, go for it. No big deal. Again, this is a CD killer. Why is this a CD killer? Well, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, if you're worried about in 2 years from now the interest rate's going back up and you think your bank's going to treat you better than my equity index annuity, if we get there and you really think that that's what's best for you, we can go get all your money that you invested with me. Don't worry about it. No problem. It's almost never going to happen, guys. It's very rare that CDs ever outperform annuities, but it's a great story to be able to tell. Okay? It's all about story selling. Tell them the story that works for what they've got in their mind. Okay? And if you understand what parts of these products stand out as the important parts that people might be paying attention to, I think you're going to have a lot more opportunity to set up go-backs or maybe to make first call closes for yourselves that you didn't previously have before. Okay? Is everybody good on Equitrust right now?
Yeah.
What's the income for life? Is that a fairly comparable to the
Income for life with them, their rider is actually really cheap. It's 0.4%, but I want to say that they've got a 2-year waiting period before you can start taking the income from it, and it rolls up at 6.5%. If you want, come to my office. I'll print out a copy of that disclosure, and we'll double check all those numbers. But I think that's dead on.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, guys, when I keep saying that, we'll print it off, we'll look at it, well, I'll get that information for you. It's just because I can't keep up with all the different little innuendos and ins and outs of every single one of these products. I start mixing the numbers up. So usually go back to the disclosures and make sure. All right, so Equitrust is good. Maybe give you an extra story or two to tell, right? This one actually pays all right. Not quite as good as your 10-year bonus products, but about 4 times, 5 times, 6 times as good as this one. I think this one's at about a 3.5, so this was like half. All right? But of course, we don't sell based on commission, right? We sell based on our clients' needs all the time. Always. It's good. I hope so. All right, so we're good there. Let's. Where am I at? Ed, timekeeper. Oh, it's 2:40, man. I got to speed up. Next on the agenda, how many times you got a client that's got an account that they're already taking income from? And they like to continue receiving income. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Probably another annuity, probably still has a surrender charge, am I right?
Yes.
Alright. So, we need a bonus product. We need a bonus product that has an income rider, and we need a bonus product with an income rider that allows us to take income immediately. It's a tall order. Alright. Well, we have one. Probably have several. I just haven't run across the other ones yet. But we have one that I know of for sure that I've written that works out pretty well. It's called the Allianz Master Dex 5 Plus. And that's obviously going to be on the Allianz forms that I printed out there for you. 10 years is kind of like a magic number in the annuity world, guys. This is also a 10-year product, okay? So it's got a 10-year surrender schedule. You're going to get a 5% bonus on this guy. Alright, so I can't make up quite as much ground as we can with like your Life of the Southwest or your North American programs, but 5% is 5% is 5%. This is great for somebody that maybe has got CDs that is thinking that they need to start taking income from them, or maybe you got a client that's got CDs and they just take the interest every year off of those accounts. I mean, that's a pretty common thing that you find a lot of times. I got these CDs, I just let them roll over, but I get the check to send me, or I get the bank to send me a check when it comes due. I mean, that's a pretty common thing. I don't have an aunt that does that. She won't listen to me about annuities, so. So she does the old CD ladder, okay? There's lots of people out there, it's an old school mentality of creating income, but there's a CD ladder. So 5% bonus will help us cover up any of the penalties that they would experience in liquidating those CDs early, make up a little bit of ground on maybe a little bit older annuity product, and get us moving in the right direction. The great thing about this thing, guys, income immediately. Within 30 days of issue of the contract, we can start paying income out, okay? There's no company out there that's going to let them take money day one, okay? Because there's what's known as a free look period, and that's a good way for a company to get burned. All right, so they always going to make you wait 30 days. 30 days in my book is just as good as day one, because if they're already taking income, let that next income payment happen, and then boom, we move the money, issue the account, and we're off and running. Okay. What's great about this particular program, guys, is this income stream grows every single year. Okay. So not only can we take income immediately, the income grows each year by whatever our index credits are. So if we made 10% in the market, our income goes up 10%. Made 5% in the market, our income goes up 5%. So that percentage that we earn is going to go on our cash value and on our income payout. Okay? Almost every company out there, guys, incomes are stagnant numbers. Okay? We'll give you a guaranteed income payment. It's going to stay that way forever. It doesn't matter how much interest credit we get along the way. It's a stagnant number. It does not move, doesn't change. This one does. Okay? So it's going to increase each year by whatever the index credit is. So the story that you tell there, guys, the number that I give you the first year is the worst check you'll ever receive from this account. Do you know anybody that doesn't like hearing that? Every check you get from here on out will be as good or better than the one that you get the first time you get a check. That's pretty awesome. Okay? Do you have clients that find themselves worrying about outliving their money, or maybe worrying about the fact that their income that they have right now won't be able to maintain the lifestyle that they have right now 10 years from now? If you don't, then they're just not telling you, okay? Because that's a pretty consistent concern across the board, even for millionaires, okay? Outliving your money and the cost of living exceeding the income streams that you have available. This is going to help us offset that, okay? Every time we make money, we add to the accounts the income payment, okay? It's an awesome product, guys. I don't know why we don't sell it more. And I'm feeling like I'm looking here real quick, but I want to say that this is, I think this is a zero cost rider. I'm looking.
It's 0.4%.
Is it a 0.4? Okay. See, I'm mixing them up already. So 0.4%. It's very inexpensive still, though.
Never helps me make the sale.
Hey. Your office is right over there. Always read your disclosures. Alright, so 0.4%. Guys, this is a great program for people that want income now or within a year or two. I would not use this product for anybody that wants income anywhere beyond like 2 years from now, though, because we have other products with other riders that are going to give us guaranteed roll-ups. So if we've got 2 years of failed market performance and we get no index credits, this thing's not growing at all. Okay, it does not have any guaranteed growth built into that rider. That rider's growth and the strength that we get out of that is this right here, the ability for it to grow every single year. Okay, so use this for your folks that want money now. Okay, it's a good program. Big fan. I coupled it next to I printed out a side-by-side comparison of the Endurance Plus annuity. Guys, this is something that's pretty cool. It's a longer-term product as well. It's a 10-year product. I have not sold this program, but I just, Allianz's website gives you the ability to do a side-by-side, so I threw one in there that looked pretty neat. 20% bonus to the enhanced withdrawal benefit on any premium received in the first 3 contract years. That's a pretty big bonus, guys, 20%. Okay, so that's a big number out there. It may or may not give your client the best income stream. Again, that's why if you're comparing income numbers and you're doing it for somebody that's going to defer for a little while, I really encourage you to get in touch with both of these folks. Let them provide you with all the information, and all you got to do is go through and say, that one's the biggest. Let's go there. Okay? But it's a neat product. I'm not going to talk a lot about it because I've never sold it, but figured it'd be interesting there for you guys to look at. Next program. I get a lot of questions about this one, so I printed you the rider as opposed to the product disclosure. So the product itself is changing as of Saturday. Alright, it's not changing a ton, but it's changing a little bit. So, the next program there that we're going to talk about, and honestly I've sold more of this in recent past than really any other product that's out there, and that's a program put out by the Life of the Southwest. It's called the Marquee 10. Okay? Again, what I put in your hands is the rider disclosure. Okay? Because the rider is not changing, the product is. It's a 10-year contract, guys. Let me get my pen back out.
Contract change on the 27th. What was the date for that?
28th. Product's called the Marquee 10. It's got a 10% bonus. This makes replacements real easy. Okay? Make up a lot of ground with a 10% bonus. 10% bonus, 10-year contract. It's an equity indexed annuity, like most of them are. Let's talk about that rider for a second. Rider charge, a little bit more expensive. .85% per year. Okay? So a little under 1% per year. You get a lot out of that though, I think. As far as the rider goes, just everything to this side of this line will be about the rider. The rider's going to roll up each year at 6%. Alright? So 6% growth on that rider value. Rider can be used for one of three things, guys. Three options for rider payout. First is just going to be regular old income. And I call this, when I'm doing a presentation, I call this healthy income. Okay? This is income that they need while they're still in good health, or they maybe just need some additional monies on a monthly basis. And very much like all of our riders, guys, it's going to base its, whatever the guaranteed payout is, on how old that person is at the time that they want to start taking the money. There'll be a corresponding payout percentage that goes along with that age. And whatever that premium is rolled up to, they got their got your 100,000 in, you got your 10% bonus, and you got however many years you left of the loan rolling up at 6%. Whatever that number is grown to, whatever that corresponding payout percentage is, that's what their annual payment will be. That's how they determine what the guaranteed payments will be. And they'll receive those payments for life, okay? So even if they zero the contract out, you can't outlive that income stream. Okay? Very much like all of our riders.
Age 78 or 80?
Huh?
Age 78 or 80?
Issue? 80.
Up to 80, okay.
And actually roll up to age 85, which is pretty cool. So answer Jim's question, issue age 0 to 80. We'll roll up till 85. Okay? The worst case scenario they're going to get, even if they issue it at age 80, they'll get at least 5 years worth of that roll up. Okay? So, the first one's going to be income, as far as options for rider payout. If they do not qualify for two of the activities of daily, or if they cannot perform two of the activities of daily living without assistance, then this long-term care portion will be the second option. And they're going to increase whatever the healthy income stream is by roughly 50%. Okay? It's not a true 50%, guys. What they're doing is they're adding 3% to whatever the already calculated income payout rate is. All right. So if they're receiving 5% of whatever that number had grown to, they'll get 80. Okay. If they're receiving 6, they'll get 9, so on and so forth. You with me? That makes sense? So I say roughly 50% because I can't tell you when these people are going to start taking income. I don't know exactly what their rider payout percentage is going to be at whatever specific time. Company's actually adding 3%. If you read the disclosure, that's exactly what's happening. But in most cases, roughly 50% is a good, nice, generalized ballpark to get people's mind in the right place. Okay? That's guaranteed. Yes?
Oh, when I was explaining this yesterday, I just want to make sure I was explaining it right.
No.
Probably not. All right.
You're on video.
As far as the increasing their income, what if they haven't taken income yet? Like, what if they haven't started taking income at all, and then they want to?
It's still whatever age they are at the time that they need that, whatever that corresponding payout percentage is, they're going to add 3% of that number.
Okay.
So if they're at a 6.5, it'll jump to 9.5.
But it's got to wait 5 years for that to take effect,
That's
right?
5 years. Yep.
Okay, I did it right.
You did it right. Woohoo!
This is single premium or flexible
This
premium?
is a single premium product. That goes into your presentation tomorrow. Okay. Single premium, so one-time shot, let it go from there, alright? The third part about this, guys, that I really like about this rider is the death benefit, okay? It's a pretty neat part to this program. A lot of riders are, usually kind of glaze over that part of the conversation when we're talking to folks about it, but and have to say, oh, well, if you never use a rider, well, that's just money that you spent, and your family will get whatever's left over. So it's kind of wasted money if you pay for an income rider and don't ever take income from the account, right? Well, when you have a death benefit built into your income rider, it assures that no matter whether you take income or not, that the dollars that you spent to have the rider are not wasted money. Okay? Basically, the way this works, if you haven't depleted the account's value based using on these two issues here, then the death benefit will be whatever that 6% roll-up guarantee is. That's payable out to the family members. Okay? They can do it one of two ways. They can either take 75%, and this is where it kind of gets tricky and makes for an interesting conversation. But they can get 75% of the rolled up rate or the rolled up value paid out all at once in a lump sum, or they can just take the regular account value as a lump sum and then take the whole thing from that, or they can take 100% of the rolled up rate or the rolled up value, I'm sorry, over 5 years. Okay. This is a great story to tell for your clients that you're looking at IRAs. Okay. Why would that make sense for an IRA? Well, if you guys have listened to any of the financial advisors on TV talking about IRAs being a tax bomb, I don't know if you've ever heard that terminology before. The IRA being a tax bomb is really just taking the concept of I'm a retiree, I've amassed $250,000 in an IRA, I pass away, my only child is the beneficiary of my IRA. They now receive my $250,000 IRA. Not a single penny of that money has been taxed yet, and it's going to be treated as ordinary income. So even if my son or daughter, whoever my only child is, makes $30,000 a year, the year that I die, the year that they inherit my IRA, they're going to be paying taxes on $280,000 as ordinary income. So that means they will jump into the single highest tax bracket possible. It means they're going to get smoked by the IRS, okay? Not only will the income taxes on the money that they receive from me be greatly increased, but their own income stream of that $30,000 will also go through the roof as well as far as the tax rate is concerned, okay? So it's kind of a big deal. People can lose a lot of money that way. So if you look at something like this, if you take a $250,000 account, let's say, and you bust it up over 5 years, now they're paying taxes on $50,000 a year over the next 5 years, as opposed to all of it all at once, all in 1 year. Okay, keeps them in lower tax brackets. It keeps their overall tax liability as low as it possibly can. So it makes an awful lot of sense. Have you guys ever heard the concept of a stretch IRA? This is basically doing it without having to do any reconfiguring of it. Okay, it's stretching that benefit period out over a longer period of time to keep the taxes down. Okay. So easy story to tell, but easier story to tell. No matter what happens, I can assure you that you'll use this one way or another. Okay? That's a pretty easy story to tell, in my opinion. 10% bonus on top of it. Guys, I always leave a 10% bonus till the very end of the conversation. I never tell them 10% up front. Because I want them to be understanding what the product is, why they should like it, why it should be something great for them to look at. And then the 10% will close the deal for you. Okay? You get somebody bought into this product before you ever talk to them about this, I guarantee you when you tell them about that, they're going to write the deal. Okay? Questions? Make sense? Easy stories to tell, right? I mean, just gone through and kind of cherry pick some of our better products, some of our easier stories to tell. These are my top 4 right now, guys. These are my go-tos. Okay? If one of those guys at the annuity store or Ideal Producers Group gives me a better income rider or the better income payment, well, I'll probably write that product. I'll go do the training for it and I'll write that one up. Other than that, I'm probably going to look at one of those because in almost every scenario that I've run across, one of those 4 products is going to fit very nicely, and it's going to be a very simple, easy conversation to have, and you can point out why the client would like that so much. Okay? Yes?
The one product that we sort of don't have too much more of that we used to have more of is just, I don't know what I want to do with my money, I just want to see it grow, which the Equitrust is good for, but being that you got the return of premium, I would imagine the rates might be a little lower on that. Do we have anything that's just a straight, here's my money, give me a bonus, not worried about income, not worried about...
I mean, at that point, I'm going to go look through my rate sheets and find my best rates. I mean, and those change monthly, so I can't really tell you that
There's
one.
none really paying good rates though. They're all less than 3.
Right now, your annuities are being sold on riders and little niches and product features that other companies don't have. I mean, that's to be perfectly honest with you.
Okay. I just didn't know if you had anybody else you were doing.
Never talk about rate. You know?
Right.
The only other product that that we've got that I haven't written a lot lately that I used to write a bunch of was the North American product series, the Charter 14.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the big thing there is if people had money coming in, they wanted to keep adding money to a program. That product's got 7 years worth of a 10% bonus. So keep adding money to it for the first 7 years. They're going to keep getting popped 10% every time they put money into it. So.
So as of Saturday, that 10% on Life in the Southwest is going to 8, right?
As of Saturday, that's going to 8. Yeah. So unless you're writing it this week, you might as well lock that into your mind as an 8% product.
Are there any of the 10-year contracts you see the 10% bonus worthwhile? Or
Sorry?
Any of the 10% bonus products worthwhile?
There aren't that many 10% bonus products out there. You know, the 2 that we've got that I would talk about are this one and the North American.
Well, I mean after next week.
Yeah. But if you can't sell it with 10, or if you're selling it with 10, you should still be able to sell it with 8, in my opinion. Otherwise, you're on the razor's edge of it even being a suitable sale anyway. So. No questions, guys. Have a wonderful Tuesday afternoon. Thank you for your attentive involvement. Go win some PGA tickets. Sell a couple annuities.
Let a cool call down Grant back and we'll get together. Because I told them about the deadline, so they may want to jump this week.
Say how high, Don? How high?
At least for hers anyway.
Man, you collecting? I'm not.